You hesitate. Not because you don't want it, but because something in you doesn't believe you deserve it. Or worse, doesn't believe you can sustain it. You open the tab. You stare at the blank page. You think about recording, posting, asking, launching, and then it hits you. That subtle whisper of resistance. What if it's not good enough? What if they laugh? What if this is another false start? And so you wait. You scroll. You consume another video. Another quote. Another burst of borrowed confidence. But your body doesn't move. You've been here before. That stuckness isn't laziness. It's doubt. And doubt has a language. It sounds like logic. It dresses itself up as being realistic. But underneath every delayed decision is one quiet fear. That you won't be able to handle what comes next. You aren't afraid of failure. You're afraid of being fully seen and still falling short. So you stay quiet. You play small. You say next week. And in doing so, you protect your current self from pain. But you also starve your future self of momentum. Now here's the shift. You don't need to eliminate doubt. You need to reverse it. To use the very energy of hesitation as ignition. Not with motivation. Not with another goal. But with one mental switch. A switch that reframes the moment you hesitate as the moment you begin. No more battling doubt. You'll write it. Because the truth is, most people freeze when doubt whispers. You'll move. Not despite doubt, but because of it. And it starts with this decision. When doubt shows up, you act. Not later. Not perfect. Now. And sloppy. You speak when your voice shakes. You post when your hands tremble. You start before you're ready. Because the cost of hesitation is not safety, it's erosion. Every moment you don't move is a vote for the version of you that stays hidden. And every moment you act anyway is a signal. To your body. Your mind. Your identity. That you are no longer controlled by the story of doubt. You are writing something new. And it begins with the tiniest motion. Not a plan. Not a breakthrough. Just motion. Your brain is not broken. It's doing exactly what it evolved to do. Conserve energy. Avoid danger. Maintain predictability. Every time you stand at the edge of action, your brain scans for risk. Not physical risk. Social risk. Emotional exposure. Identity rupture. This scan happens in milliseconds. You don't feel it as thought. You feel it as tension. That flicker in your chest. That tightness in your stomach. That urge to check your phone instead of pressing record. That's not weakness. That's pattern. The truth is, hesitation isn't an accident. It's a survival response. And it's programmable. Right now, you've trained your brain to associate stillness with safety. And action with danger. Because in the past, when you acted, you got judged. You embarrassed yourself. You launched and no one cared. You started and didn't finish. So your nervous system filed a report. Action equals pain. Let's avoid this next time. And next time came. And you froze. And the report was confirmed. That cycle is not your fault. But it is now your responsibility to rewrite. And that starts with a new instruction. When I hesitate, I move. You program this not with ideas, but with motion. With micro reps. With the first 5 seconds after doubt shows up. This is not motivational fluff. It's neurological override. Your prefrontal cortex, the decision maker, only has a small window to assert control before the limbic system defaults to safety. That window is your power. When the thought "I should" enters your mind. You have 5 seconds to interrupt. Not to analyze. Not to get clarity. But to move. Stand. Speak. Type. Reach. Press publish. Motion breaks the loop. You are not changing your emotions. You are changing your response to them. And through repetition, you teach your body a new language. Doubt means do. Say it out loud. Not someday. Now. The room is still dark. You haven't even opened your eyes yet. But you already feel the heaviness. That moment between two realities. The version of you who rolls over, and the version who rises. Your first thought is not "I'm ready." It's "I can't." Your body feels slow. The bed is warm. Your brain says, "Later." This is the first decision of the day. And it's not about alarms or habits. It's about identity. You're not deciding what to do. You're deciding who to be. That is the war happening before your feet even touch the floor. And for a split second, you lie there. Caught between the version of you who doubts and the one who drives. Then something new happens. You remember the rule. You whisper it in your head, not loud, but clear. When I hesitate, I move. Your body flinches. Not from willpower. From command. You sit up. Not gracefully. Not powerfully. But differently. Intentionally. You don't check your phone. You don't scroll. You don't start with the world. You start with yourself. You stand. You walk to the sink. You splash water on your face. It's cold. Jarring. But it wakes something deeper than your skin. It wakes your decision. You are now in motion. And motion, no matter how small, builds fire. That fire is not motivation. It's direction. And direction rewires doubt. You look in the mirror. You're still tired. You're still unsure. But for the first time in a long time, you're not frozen. That's the victory. Not perfection. Not clarity. Just forward. From here, everything changes. Because the hardest part of every day is already behind you. You moved. And that motion now echoes. You feel it in your shoulders. In your breath. In your eyes. This is what happens when you move in the face of doubt. You override the old pattern. And the body remembers. You've been taught to wait. Wait until you feel ready. Wait until you're in the mood. Wait until it feels right. But what if that feeling never comes? What if the signal you're waiting for was never meant to arrive? Here's the truth nobody told you. Readiness is not a feeling. It's a habit. And habits are built in motion, not mood. The world says listen to your emotions. But momentum does not speak emotion. It speaks energy. It speaks physics. And physics is clear. Objects in motion stay in motion. Objects at rest stay at rest. So the only question that matters is, what will you do before you feel like it? That's where transformation lives. Not in the loud choices, but in the quiet ones. It begins when you stand up before your brain gives permission. When you start writing even though you don't believe in the words. When you speak into the silence even when your voice shakes. You do it anyway. This rewires everything. Because now your brain learns a new rule. I don't wait for the right mood. I create the right motion. And motion generates clarity. Action sharpens focus. The first step carves the second. You want to feel powerful? Move while you still feel small. You want confidence? Speak while you're still uncertain. You want momentum? Act before the wave arrives. You are not waiting for alignment. You are becoming the alignment. And each time you do, doubt gets quieter. Not because it disappears, but because it no longer controls the rhythm. You are the rhythm now. This is the mental switch. It's not a thought. It's not a journal entry. It's not a quote. It's the first footstep forward, while everything inside you still screams backward. And when that step lands, everything changes. Because now, motion leads, and emotion follows. That is the new law. You don't need more motivation. You need a better setup. Here's what works. You don't start big. You start baited. A baited action is small, visible, irresistible. It doesn't ask for effort. It asks for instinct. Your brain is always scanning the room, always asking, what's the next easy move? So if your tools are buried, hidden, locked away, your energy gets buried too. But if your cue is visible, your motion gets triggered. The trick is this. You bait your own attention. You place the journal on the desk. You lay out your workout gear by the door. You open the project file before bed. You leave the mic on the table. You keep the book on the pillow. You remove the decision. You install the direction. Because when the cue is obvious, action is frictionless. It's not about will. It's about wiring. You stop trying to start. You just follow the bait. You felt this before. You walk into the kitchen and see one cookie. Now you want 10. That's bait. That's your system using your attention against you. Now it's time to reverse it. Make your system your ally. Make your attention your engine. Here's how. Every night before you sleep, set 3 visual baits. 1 for your body. 1 for your mind. 1 for your purpose. The shoes. The notebook. The mission. Place them where you can't ignore them. You're not asking for discipline. You're asking for gravity. You wake. You move. Because the path is already paved. That's the difference. Motivation waits for a signal. Discipline creates one. You're not just fighting distraction. You're designing your battlefield. And in a designed battlefield, you always know where to aim. So bait yourself. Before your brain talks you out of it. Before hesitation drips in. Make action the only option. Because in the war between doubt and drive, visibility is victory. Every time you hesitate, there's a window. A narrow, flickering space between what you know you should do and what your body actually starts doing. This is the 5-second gate. And if you don't act before it closes, doubt walks in. It starts quietly. I'll do it after breakfast. I'll just check my messages first. This isn't the right time. You've heard these lines before. They're not thoughts. They're escape hatches. That's why the rule is simple. If you have an instinct to act, move within 5 seconds. Not plan. Not think. Not analyze. Move. It doesn't matter what the move is. Stand up. Say the thing. Open the laptop. Put on the shoes. What matters is interruption. You are breaking the loop. Snapping the old circuitry. Redirecting energy from thought into direction. This is not motivation. It's mechanical. You don't need to want it. You don't need to feel ready. You just need to override. 5 seconds is all you get. It's the space between the person you are and the person you could be. When you act inside that space, you shift who is in control. You reclaim the wheel. You are now choosing from power, not reacting from fear. The first time you do this, it feels clumsy, mechanical, forced. But by the 10th time, it feels natural. By the 30th, it feels inevitable. Momentum is just decisions made faster than excuses. You train it like a muscle. 1 5-second win at a time. And the beauty? You don't have to win the whole day. You only have to win the first 5 seconds. That's your job. That's your power. That's the switch. When you shrink the time between intention and motion, you silence the sabotage. You no longer let doubt debate you. You leave it behind in the hesitation. And when you live in action, everything else recalibrates. You start walking into rooms differently. You stop second-guessing your instincts. You build a body that listens to your vision, not your moods. All from 5 seconds. That's not small. That's leverage. Let's be honest. Most days, it's not the big stuff that breaks you. It's the invisible weight of starting. The moment before motion feels like a canyon. You know what needs to be done. It's not unclear. It's not even that hard. But the distance between knowing and doing feels wide. That's where most people fall. So here's what you do. You don't cross the canyon. You build a bridge. And that bridge is one simple question. What's the smallest visible move I can make right now? You shrink the task into something too small to resist. You turn the mountain into a stone. You turn the stone into a step. And you take it. Let's say your goal is to write. You don't say, I'll write a chapter. You say, I'll write 1 sentence. And then you do it. Because once you write 1 sentence, your brain realizes you're not stuck. You're not afraid. You're not blocked. You're in motion. And motion is the miracle. It reclaims the day. It cracks the inertia. It flips the whole frame. Now instead of thinking I can't, you start asking, what's next? And that is everything. That shift from overwhelm to curiosity. From paralysis to progress. From frozen to fluid. All it takes is one small move. Done fast. With no hesitation. You are not lazy. You are overloaded with undefined tasks. That's the real drag. So define the first tile. Not the whole floor. Not the whole map. Just the first tile. Because once you step onto it, the next appears. Then the next. You don't need to build the whole bridge today. You only need to lay the first plank. The path reveals itself to the person in motion, and hides from the one who waits. So move. While the doubt is watching. While the fear is whispering. Because each time you act without the full plan, you prove that you are not controlled by clarity. You are powered by courage. And courage builds bridges. 1 plank. 1 move. 1 unstoppable momentum at a time. You don't rise to the level of your goals. You fall to the structure of your systems. And right now, your system is too soft. Too optional. Too escape-friendly. You wake up with ideas, but no rails to ride them on. So you drift. You scroll. You delay. And by the time you're ready to start, the day is already calling the shots. You need a trap. A design so tight. So unforgiving. That momentum becomes the only way out. Here's how you build it. Step 1. Create a visible starting anchor. Set your journal in the chair. Place your gym clothes by the door. Put your tools in plain sight. When your environment speaks action, you don't need internal dialogue. You just respond. Step 2. Remove all optional paths. Delete the apps. Block the tabs. Silence the noise. Make laziness harder to reach than progress. Your brain doesn't want effort. It wants default. So make your default one direction, forward. Step 3. Add a trigger ritual. Not a routine. A ritual. Something so specific, so repeatable, that your body learns it before your mind wakes up. Example? You touch the notebook. You breathe 3 times. You write 5 words. Same every day. No debate. No mood check. Just motion. Step 4. Introduce public friction. Tell someone your start time. Post a story that says writing from 6 to 7. Join a co-working Zoom. When your actions have witnesses, you show up differently. Not because of shame, but because your identity is on display. You don't want to be the person who says, but doesn't follow. Step 5. Link your identity to the act. Not I'm trying to wake up early. Say I'm a disciplined creator. Your words set your walls. Your labels set your limits. Pick the ones that push. Now, why does all this matter? Because when doubt strikes, it doesn't fight your dreams. It fights your systems. If your structure is weak, it wins. But if your structure is sealed, it suffocates. Discipline isn't about willpower. It's about rigged design. Design that leaves no crack for escape. No room for justification. Design that makes success the only way out. So trap yourself. Seal the loop. Remove the door. You'll find that when there's no retreat, drive wakes up. Your body is moving. Your structure is locked. Yet doubt still whispers. Not through images, but through words. The words inside your head decide the lane you drive. Keep the wrong language and discipline leaks. Switch the language and drive explodes. Right now, your inner voice asks weak questions. Why is this so hard? What if I fail again? Do I really have what it takes? These questions summon hesitation. They point attention at danger, not direction. So you replace them. Instantly. Every time they appear. 1. From why to what? The doubt question, why am I stuck? The drive question, what is my next tiny move? Why looks backward? What looks forward? Why hunts for blame? What hunts for action? You train this swap in real time. Catch the why, speak the what. Out loud if you must. 2. From if to when. The doubt question, if I finish, will it matter? The drive question, when I finish, who benefits first? If leaves room for escape. When locks the door. If keeps you guessing. When sets a clock. Pick one real person who wins the moment you act. Say the name. Commit the schedule. 3. From can I to how will I? The doubt question, can I really do this? The drive question, how will I do the first step today? Can I checks permission? How finds process? Can I listens for approval? How starts looking for tools? Write one line exactly how the first motion happens. Pen to paper. Brain to body. No theory, pure mechanics. The 3-word override. When words spiral too fast for swaps, use the emergency override. Move right now. Close the laptop? No. Speak the override. Feel fear before the call? Speak the override. Staring at the blank screen? Override. 3 words cut through any sentence your doubt is building. They are not encouragement. They are command. Install the loop. Morning ritual time. Stand up. Speak override once. Start the smallest task. You wire motion to command, command to identity. After 30 reps, the brain fires the override automatically. You will notice it, hesitation appears, the phrase follows, the body moves. Guard the gate. Negative language can sneak back through other voices. Casual cynics in chat. Headlines crafted to provoke fear. Scrolling comment pits. Guard the gate. Set a morning media fast. The first external sentence you read must lift, not leak. If you cannot guarantee that, read nothing until the first hour of work is complete. Language in equals mindset out. You curate the input to protect the output. Night reset. Before sleep, write one powerful question for tomorrow. How will I prove discipline at sunrise? Place the note where you see it first. Your brain will spend the night rehearsing answers. Momentum begins before you wake. Practice drill. During the day, set 5 random alarms. When each alarm rings, pause and note the current question in your head. If it is doubt, swap it. If it is drive, amplify it. This drill exposes hidden language loops and sharpens the swap reflex until it is faster than thought. Result: you no longer beg for confidence. You manufacture it through deliberate language. Words shift focus, focus drives action, action cements identity. Doubt still knocks, but every knock triggers movement. Your mind becomes a generator, not a jailer. You have turned the quiet enemy into the loud engine. All with one mental switch. Change the question, command the mind. You win. Small wins, big wins, silent wins. But wins fade fast. By noon, the glow is gone. By evening, you barely remember you moved mountains at dawn. That amnesia costs you momentum. Because drive feeds on remembered evidence. If the evidence evaporates, doubt returns hungry. Solution: create an emotional battery. A system that captures every spark of victory, compresses it, and keeps it on tap. 1. The capture ritual. Every time you complete a meaningful action, no matter how minor, stop for 5 seconds. Close your eyes. Inhale through the nose. Mentally say, "This is proof." Feel the body response, slight warmth, small pulse of pride. That sensation is biochemical energy. You just marked it. 2. The compression code. Open a pocket notebook titled Proof Log. Immediately jot one line. Wrote 200 words while tired. Pressed upload despite fear. Chose water over sugar. Keep lines short, active, present tense. You are not journaling emotions. You are recording facts. The log turns fleeting sparks into tangible data. 3. The evening download. End of day, open the proof log. Read every line aloud. After each line, repeat one phrase. Stored. Reading rewires memory. Saying stored cues the hippocampus to tag the event as significant. Over time, your brain retrieves these tags faster than doubt retrieves failure. 4. The morning reload. Before the ritual begins at sunrise, scan yesterday's proof log for 30 seconds. Feel the stack of evidence. You do not start empty, you start charged. Confidence is no longer a mystery. It is retrieved power. 5. In-moment recall. Midday crash? Open the log. Read 3 random proofs. Close it. Move. This micro-recall pumps stored emotion back into the bloodstream. You just used yesterday's spark to light today's fire. Building the battery wall. A single page holds 30 proofs. A small notebook holds 900. Imagine flipping through 900 lines of undeniable progress on a dark day. That wall of proof silences any inner critic. Numbers do not lie. Repetition does not bluff. Automate the practice. Keep the notebook pocket size invisible. Set a 2-minute timer at night for the download ritual. Pair the morning reload with your first sip of water. Treat each completed page as a level-up badge. Date it, archive it, start new. Identity grows where evidence flows. You are engineering a continuous evidence stream. Why this works? Neural tagging, saying stored marks the event as emotionally salient. Compression, short factual lines prevent rumination and keep retrieval rapid. Physical anchor, a real notebook beats digital noise, turning pages engages multisensory recall. Loop closure, capture compress download reload forms a closed circuit. Energy cannot leak. From doubt to drive. Doubt asks, what have you really done? You answer by flipping pages, not with words, but with receipts. Drive whispers, keep going, you are that person. Because the battery proves it. Your emotional state is no longer a weather pattern. It is a charged cell you built by choice. And every victory, microscopic or massive, now powers the next. Perpetual ascent, engineered by a notebook and a word. Stored. You have ignition. You have memory. Now you need velocity. Momentum is not built by isolated victories. It is multiplied when one motion triggers another before doubt regroups. Like dominoes. Like chain lightning. Call it the speed stack. 1. Define the keystone. A keystone action is the first tile that forces the rest to fall. Choose one move you know you can execute every day without fail. Hit publish on a 30-second voice memo. Write the headline of your article. Send a 2-line progress text to your partner. Keystone rules. Takes under 2 minutes. Visible completion, no ambiguity. Loggable in your proof log. 2. Script the cascade. Immediately list 3 micro-actions that must follow within 15 minutes of the keystone. Example cascade for a writer. Keystone, draft headline. Stack A, brain dump 5 bullet points. Stack B, expand 1 bullet into a paragraph. Stack C, read paragraph aloud once. Tie each stack item to a physical cue. When headline saved, notebook opens. When bullets done, timer starts 10 minutes. When paragraph finished, mouth speaks. The cues remove thinking. They pull you forward. 3. Set the 15-minute gate. Give the entire stack a hard container, 15 minutes from keystone to last action. Short windows do 2 things. Starve perfectionism, it has no time to meddle. Flood dopamine, rapid wins signal progress. When the gate closes, log the result, exit, move on. Small, sharp bursts build speed better than long, wandering sessions. 4. Use audible transition signals. Each shift gets a sound. Phone chime. Digital kitchen timer beep. Click of a physical pen cap. Sound imprint sequence in procedural memory. Soon the beep itself makes your hands move before your mind catches up. 5. Guard against spill. The stack ends on purpose. Do not let it sprawl into endless tweaking. Spill dilutes speed. Finish, mark stored, stand up, change environment for 60 seconds. This hard reset clears cognitive residue and prepares you for the next cycle. Rapid example, the creator's morning speed stack. Time action. Midnight press record, speak 1 insight on phone. 002 pause recording, hit save. 003 open notes, type 3 takeaway bullets. 008 convert 1 bullet into tweet draft. 012 read draft aloud, tweak 1 word. 014 hit post. 015 pen click, stand, walk 10 paces, breathe. In 15 minutes, you produced content, reinforced identity, and filed 3 proof log lines. Insight recorded. Bullets drafted. Tweet published. Doubt had 0 opportunity to interject. Build multiple stacks. Create unique stacks for physical training, skill practice, outreach and networking. Run 2 or 3 stacks daily. Total focus time, under 1 hour. Output far exceeds scattered 8-hour busyness. Reset protocol. Miss a stack? Compress window to 5 minutes, run microversion same day. Never let the chain die twice. The science underneath. Action potentiation, each quick win elevates dopamine, increasing probability of the next action. Chunking, brain stores sequence as 1 unit, future execution accelerates. Temporal landmarks, 15-minute gates create urgency that overrides inertia. Your life is now a rhythm machine. Not bursts of frantic grind, but repeating loops of rapid, measurable progress. Command to self. Write and post this sentence where you work. One move births many. Read it before every keystone. Let the words remind you, momentum is manufactured, not awaited. Stack the speed. Let doubt chase you if it can. Spoiler, it never will. You are already 3 moves ahead. You have the mental switch. You have the speed stacks. Now you must secure the stage. Because a champion without an arena still loses fights. Environment is not scenery. It is code. Walls speak. Lighting whispers. Objects vote for who you become. Right now your rooms are neutral or negative. Screens scream distraction. Chairs invite scrolling. Desks bury desire under clutter. You cannot let that stand. So you weaponize space for drive. Every corner must accelerate you. Every object must sponsor action. No passive bystanders allowed. 1. The trigger zone. Designate one precise spot as your ignition point. One chair. One corner on the floor. One step on the balcony. When you stand there, the rule is simple. Move or leave. No idle time. Make the zone unmistakable. Use color tape on the floor or a unique mat. Your body will learn that crossing this boundary signals go time. Hesitation loses jurisdiction there. 2. Visibility stack. Place next action objects inside a single line of sight. Laptop open to blank dock. Water bottle filled to half. Proof log with pen uncapped. Arrange them left to right matching your sequence. No deep drawers. No closed lids. The brain follows the path it sees. Remove from view anything irrelevant to the first hour. If the eyes do not see it, the urge cannot hijack attention. 3. Friction shields. For each distraction category, install a shield. Phone shield, keep the device in another room or a locked pouch. Browser shield, default homepage set to your project dashboard, not social feed. Noise shield, white noise playlist ready at one click or noise cancel headphones on the rack. A shield works only if activation is instant and removal is slow. Make focus effortless. Make distraction inconvenient. 4. Energy anchors. Choose 2 sensory anchors that pour fuel into your state. Light, sunrise lamp or bright white bulb that flips on with a single touch. Scent, peppermint oil diffuser cued 10 minutes before work block. These anchors tell the nervous system the show has started. Energy anchors are silent coaches that never skip practice. 5. Reset stations. Drive fades with clutter. So build a reset ritual that takes under 60 seconds. After each work sprint, push chair and place straighten notebook, align pen parallel to edge. This micro reset flushes residue thought and prepares the arena for the next round. Clean space, clear mind, fast momentum. 6. Moving boundaries. If you travel or work in public spaces, carry a portable arena kit. Noise cancel buds. Foldable laptop stand. Mini notebook plus pen. Pocket timer. Set up the kit the same way every time, no matter the location. Consistency breeds cue recognition. Your brain feels at home inside the pattern, not the place. 7. Social perimeter. People influence space. Inform those around you of your arena rules. A simple line. I will be offline 6 to 8 each morning. Creates respect and expectation. If boundaries are crossed, respond once with calm reminder, then return to work. Your discipline teaches others how to treat your arena. 8. Nighttime lock-in. Before sleep, scan the arena. Remove every object that invites drift. Place tomorrow's keystone tool at exact start position. Dim lights to signal closure. This lock-in stores potential energy ready for dawn ignition. 9. Weekly audit. Every Sunday, walk the arena with fresh eyes. Ask, Does this item pull me forward or hold me back? Forward items stay. Backward items leave. Neutral items get boxed for storage. Progress loves subtraction. Fewer channels, stronger signal. 10. Identity inscription. Mount one statement on the wall at eye level inside the arena. It must be short, active, identity based. Examples: I execute on command. I ship before I doubt. I rise to make impact. Read it before every session. Say it after every session. Let the walls echo your chosen self. When space and mind march together. Doubt feeds on hidden exits. You just bricked them shut. Every visible path now points forward. Every sensed cue now primes power. Motion no longer relies on will. It flows because surroundings demand it. You have turned environment from adversary into ally. From random backdrop into relentless runway. From silent thief into loud champion. Step into any room you touch and watch the air change. Because discipline is not only inside you. It resonates in everything you arrange. When place and person align. Momentum is not an act. It is atmosphere. Your arena is silent and strong. Yet the moment you step outside, voices flood in. Colleagues doubting, relatives warning, friends teasing. If you let those words lodge inside, they turn into echoes of your own doubt. So you must command talk the same way you command motion. This is conversational armor. A set of rules that turns dialogue from drag into drive. Rule 1: Frame first. Walk into each interaction with a 5-second preparation. Whisper in your mind. I will steer, not drift. This internal frame declares leadership. You choose topics, tone, timing. If the talk veers into gossip or fear, you pivot or exit. Your focus is the compass, not the wind. Rule 2: Ask forward questions. Doubt-loaded words look back. Why did you mess up? Remember when you failed. Drive-loaded words look forward. What is the next move? How will this improve? When someone directs a backward question at you, flip it instantly. They ask, are you sure you can handle that? You answer, here is the first step I am handling. Conversation becomes rehearsal for momentum. Rule 3: Install the time gate. Agree with yourself that casual chat gets a maximum timer. 5 minutes during work blocks. 10 during meals. Never during morning ritual. Set a silent timer on your watch or mind. When it buzzes, shift to action language. I need to implement. I will write this now. Then close politely. Time gates prevent drift from stretching into hours. Rule 4: Convert critique to criteria. When criticism lands, most shrink. You will mine it. Ask the critic one clear line. What measurable change would satisfy you? If they cannot answer, the words hold no data. Discard them. If they can, you now have criteria you can weigh and possibly use. Critique becomes a shovel uncovering improvement, not a hammer flattening will. Rule 5: Anchor with evidence. Remember the proof log from earlier. Carry one recent line in memory. When self-doubt tidbits appear in chat, silently repeat your proof. Wrote 200 words while tired. Feel the micro-pride spark. Conversation cannot lower your state when evidence is active. Rule 6: Elevate or exit. Ask during talk. Is this lifting energy or leaking it? If lift, engage. If leak, close. Simple. You owe no long apology. Your future work funds every life you will help. Guard that capital. Rule 7: Design power phrases. Prepare 3 short responses for common doubt triggers. I respect your view, I am committed to this path. Let us forecast solutions, not problems. I hear you, next action for me is writing page 1. These phrases end loops and redirect focus. Practice them aloud in a mirror until they flow with no pause. Rule 8. Build the drive circle. One person who speaks momentum multiplies your own. Choose carefully. Set a weekly 10-minute call to trade proof log wins and next step goals. No venting, only forward. This becomes a social battery, recharging ambition through shared evidence. In action, the meeting test. You enter a team meeting. Old pattern, sit back, absorb uncertainty, leave drained. New pattern. Frame first, mind whispers I steer, not drift. Ask forward, what outcome are we targeting by Friday? Time gate, keep speak timer on phone screen 20 minutes. Convert critique, when a flaw is raised ask what measurable fix aligns. Evidence anchor, recall yesterday post push article shipped at 6:40. Close with power phrase, next step is draft update by tomorrow. Meeting ends. You walk out lighter, clearer, faster. The silence rap. Not every voice is external. Inner commentary can mimic critical relatives. Apply same rules inside. Catch a leaking statement. Maybe you are not cut out. Ask forward. What next proof can I earn in 10 minutes? Answer by acting. Inner debate ends in motion, not lingering. Summary protocol. Steer talk with internal frame. Use forward focus language. Limit idle minutes with gates. Mind criticism for data only. Flash proof lines for instant state lift. Exit any leak zones without guilt. Deploy rehearsed power phrases. Maintain at least one weekly drive ally. With these 8 moves, conversation turns from arena breach into arena reinforcement. Words once drained you, now they draft behind your momentum, pushing you faster. The voice of doubt loses loudness, replaced by the hum of directed dialogue. You have mastered motion, memory, speed, space, and speech. Doubt has no doorway left. Words shape belief. And belief shapes behavior. Every single conversation you have, whether with others or with yourself, is either pouring gasoline on your drive, or draining it into the ground. You must guard the dialogue. Most people let the voices around them override the one inside them. They hear. You sure you're qualified for that? You always burn out. Why try again? That's not really your thing. And slowly, doubt creeps in not because it was true, but because it was repeated. You must interrupt this cycle. Step 1. Identify the destructive phrases. Sit down and list the 5 most common phrases of doubt you've heard recently. Not just from others, but the ones inside your head too. It might sound like, you always mess this part up. You're not ready. You should have started earlier. These are scripts. Scripts get rewritten. Step 2. Write the replacement sentences. Take each one and write its opposite, not as fluff, but as a bold, believable declaration. Example. You're not ready becomes you get ready by moving. You always burn out becomes you know how to pace and persist. Say them aloud. Tape them above your desk. Whisper them when no one is around. Rewire the current with repetition. Step 3. Redirect in live conversations. You cannot always control what others say, but you can control how you respond. When someone expresses doubt, you don't argue. You redirect. That sounds hard exactly. That's why I'm built for it. Why not play it safe? Because I didn't come here to play small. This isn't defiance. It's clarity. You're not rude. You're resolved. Step 4. Tighten your circle. Some people reinforce your discipline. Some people drain it. Audit your inner circle. Who are the 3 people you speak to most? Are they fueling your focus or feeding your friction? You don't need to cut everyone out. You just need to choose whose voices get volume. Build a tribe that speaks your future, not your fear. Step 5. Upgrade your inner script. The most dangerous conversation is the one you have alone. Every time you hesitate, whisper this. I know what I'm doing. I know why I'm doing it. I move now. This becomes your override. When motivation dies, this sentence survives. You don't wait for the world to validate you. You validate yourself with your voice and your velocity. The switch. You've just upgraded your mental OS. The old dialogue was default. The new one is designed. Let others run on doubt. You run on decision. The words you repeat become the person you become. And now, you've chosen to become unstoppable. The conversation is now momentum. You don't need giant victories. You need stacked momentum. Doubt thrives in the pause. It grows in the empty space between intentions. And it feeds on the days when motion dies. But the moment you shrink that space, the moment you create forward movement, even microscopic, you silence doubt. Momentum begins. Step 1. Identify your entry point. There is always one action, so small it feels laughable, that can shatter inertia. It's not writing the whole plan. It's opening the notebook. It's not filming the whole video. It's tapping record. It's not finishing the project. It's naming the first file. Find that micro-action. Label it entry point. Then train yourself to hit it every day. Step 2. Set a timer, not a target. Most people fail because they tie success to finishing. You win by starting. Discipline builds not by doing everything, but by doing something, with precision, every time. So, don't ask, did I complete the whole workout? Ask, did I move for 10 minutes at full presence? Set a timer. Begin. Let momentum take care of the rest. Step 3. Visualize the loop. Every action you take creates a ripple. Stacked ripples create a wave. And that wave becomes your identity. Picture it. Wake up. Nail the entry point. Move for 10 minutes. Log the win. Now loop it tomorrow. And the next day. And the day after that. Eventually, the loop becomes the launchpad. Step 4. Use a visible trigger. Momentum hides when it's invisible. You must surface it. Create a visible loop. Post-it notes. Physical check marks. A digital tracker. Beads in a jar. Make your progress real. Let your brain see the consistency. This creates a feedback loop. Action, evidence, confidence, action. That's how belief builds. Step 5. Never miss twice. Missing once is life. Missing twice is a pattern. Doubt enters in pairs. Let failure show up once, and slam the door before it invites a second round. Your new rule. You can stumble. You can slip. But you will not disappear. Momentum is not perfection. It's pattern recognition. And when you see the slip, you correct it in real time. The switch. You've just designed a system that makes motion your default. It doesn't rely on mood. It doesn't beg for motivation. It runs on habit, clarity, and closure. Your job is no longer to try harder. Your job is to close the loop. Small wins. Stacked daily. Turn doubt into certainty. And identity into inevitability. This is how momentum becomes who you are. Everything you've done up to this point was preparation. Now comes the cementing. You're no longer a person chasing a goal. You are becoming the kind of person who moves without permission. Without hype. Without waiting. This is the final mental switch, from doing to being. From effort to identity. Step 1. Name your new self. Close your eyes. Say this phrase. I am the kind of person who. Now finish it. Shows up early. Finishes what I start. Trains when no one's watching. Speaks even when afraid. Write your own. Not what you wish. But what you do. Identity begins with clarity. Step 2. Prove it daily. The brain does not believe words. It believes repetition. You cannot affirm your way into discipline. You must act your way there. Each morning, prove your sentence. Don't wait for 7 a.m. Be it at 6:47, 6:23, 5:02. Early motion becomes early certainty. Step 3. Strengthen the loop. You've built a ritual, a trigger, a rule. Now you protect it. Discipline is a fragile fire. It dies in drama. It fades in chaos. It needs structure. Protect your mornings like sacred ground. No phone. No noise. No drift. Only clarity. Only decision. Step 4. Let go of who you were. Doubt lives in memory. It tells you what you used to be. You owe no loyalty to that version. Burn the identity of the inconsistent one, the overthinker, the scroller, the starter who never finished. They are not you. They were chapters, not the book. Step 5. Install the final mantra. Say this each night. I do not need to feel ready. I only need to move. Repeat it every morning. I do not wait for the spark. I am the spark. This is how the switch completes. Not with fireworks, but with quiet power. The kind that moves when no one is watching. The kind that rewrites who you are. You've built momentum. You've survived the doubt. You've replaced hesitation with habit. Now carry it forward. One morning at a time. Until motion is no longer what you do. It is who you are.